Notice is hereby given of the regular meeting of the Board of Education of the Town of Westfield in the County of Union, New Jersey at 7:30 p.m. on the evening of Tuesday, April 5th, 2016, in the boardroom of the Administration Building, 302 Elm Street, Westfield, New Jersey. The purpose of this meeting is to transact the regular business of the Board and to transact any other business to come properly before the Board. This is to advise the general public and to instruct that it be recorded in the minutes that in compliance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, entitled the Open Public Meetings Act, the Westfield School Board on Thursday, March 31st, 2016, caused to be posted at the office of the Board of Education, located at 302 Elm Street, Westfield, New Jersey, and delivered to the Westfield Leader, the Star Ledger, the Westfield Library, Town Clerk of Westfield, Tap into Westfield, and Patch.com, a meeting notice setting forth the date, time, and location of this meeting. Dana.
Mark Friedman.
Here.
Brendan Galligan.
Here.
Robert Garrison.
Here.
Chris Langhart.
Here.
Jenny Lights. Gretchen Olig.
Here.
Peggy Astor.
Here.
Charles Ostroff.
Here.
Mitch Slater.
Here.
Charles, can you lead us in the flag salute, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Announcements. Rob, you have anything?
I do, if I can figure out where I just put it. Elementary schools, reminder, Friday, April 22nd is the deadline for nominations for the 24th Annual Charles Pilhauer Fellowship Award, designated for a full-time elementary teacher in the Westfield Public Schools. Letters of nomination are invited from interested citizens, parents, students, and Westfield Public School staff members, and should be addressed to Charles Pilhauer Fellowship Committee of the Westfield Rotary Club, care of Office of the Superintendent of Schools, 302 Elm Street, Westfield, New Jersey, 07090, or email to rotarypilhauer@westfieldnjk12.org. Nominations should specify ways in which the teacher has demonstrated outstanding teaching, interested in children, and continued pursuit of professional growth. The teacher must be a full-time faculty member in grades K through 5 in the Westfield Public Schools for a minimum of 5 years. That is all.
Thank you. Chris?
Yes, this is for Visual and Performing Arts. The Visual and Performing Arts Department of the Westfield Public Schools invites the public to attend any of the 33 musical events scheduled for this spring. Approximately 2,500 students in grades kindergarten through high school will be performing district-wide. The dates and locations for the spring concerts are posted on the district's website.
And from Westfield High School, congratulations to the high school concert band and the symphonic band for winning awards on March 17th at the annual Central Jersey Music Educators Association State Concert Band Festival. Both received a silver rating in Division II. Congratulations to the Westfield High School Wind Ensemble, which earned a gold rating in Division I for the 5th consecutive year. In addition to the March 17th competition held at Ridge High School, the Wind Ensemble will perform at the Kimmel Center for the Performing Arts in Philadelphia on May 24th. Congratulations.
Mitch, you want to do me a favor?
Oh.
Take pictures?
Breaking news, this just in, and it's not the Wisconsin primaries, the results are not in yet, we will not get political. But in the intermediate schools, we will send congratulations to the 8th grade drama students from Roosevelt who brought home several awards earned at the 2016 New Jersey Drama and Forensic League Theater Fest. The following students were recognized at the annual competition held at Chatham Middle School on Saturday, March 19th. Vincent Mora, second place dramatic monologue. Julius Singer and Nina Martini, fourth place comedic pairs. And Eva Boys and Talia McRoberts, fifth place in comedic pairs. And Nina Martini and Alexandra Sika and Morgan Bowl for improvisation scene performance winners. Look for all of them on next season's Saturday Night Live. Congratulations.
Charles, do you have anything?
Sure. Intermediate schools. Just a reminder, nominations for the 19th Annual Optimist Intermediate School Outstanding Teacher Award are due Friday, April 29th. 2 intermediate school teachers, one from Edison and one from Roosevelt Intermediate Schools, will be chosen to receive the award on June 9th at an Optimist dinner and will be honored at a Westfield Board of Education meeting on June 14th. Nominations should specify ways in which the teacher has demonstrated outstanding teaching, interest in children, and continued pursuit of professional growth. The nominee must be a full-time teacher in the Westfield Public Schools in grades 6 through 8, bless you, for a minimum of 5 years. Students, parents, and staff are encouraged to submit nomination letters to Outstanding Teacher Award Committee of the Optimist Club of Westfield, care of Office of the Superintendent, Westfield Public Schools, 302 Elm Street, Westfield, New Jersey, 07090. Letters can also be emailed to optiaward@westfieldnjk12.org.
Thank you. Brendan?
The Friends of the Westfield Memorial Library annual book sale will be held on Tuesday, April 26th through Saturday, April 30th. Anyone who would like to donate books can do so from Thursday, April 21st to Saturday, April 23rd from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Volunteers are needed to sort and place books on the shelves on Sunday, April 24th and Monday, April 25th. Students seeking community service credits are encouraged to participate. Volunteers may email wmlvolunteers@gmail.com or call Christine at 908-233-4599.
This is from the high school. For the third consecutive year, a team of student volunteers from Westfield High School was presented with the Students Change Hunger Award for collecting and donating food to the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. A total of 2,918 pounds of food was collected, making Westfield High School the Division VI winner of the campaign, with more donations than Rutgers, Seton Hall, Kane University, and other larger educational institutions. In addition, Westfield was named second runner-up heavyweight, bringing in the third most of all 65 schools participating. The Community Food Bank of New Jersey presented the award to Westfield High School 11th graders Mark Kostiak, Cole Feltman, Jack Liebling, Chris Eng, Matt Stravick, Kevin Swee, Ben Halevi, Jacob Davis, and Aiden Paul on March 30th. Upon accepting the award, Cole Feltman, one of 3 original food campaign volunteers at Westfield High School, stated, "I'm very proud of our group, and I speak for all of us when I say we love helping those in need." Congratulations.
At our last board meeting, we unfortunately admitted the names of 2 8th graders from Edison Intermediate School who were selected for the Central Jersey Music Educators Association Region 2 ensembles. Brooke Walden auditioned and was accepted into the Wind Ensemble as first piccolo and received the highest score overall on piccolo in the region. She auditioned and was also accepted into the symphonic band on flute and chose to play flute for the symphonic band. Also, Andrew Kapadia was the only percussionist at Edison to be selected for region band this year, following his audition in which he played the snare drum, bass drum, tambourine, triangle, suspended cymbal, crash cymbal, as well as the timpani. Andrew and Brooke performed on March 28th at the Region 2 concert held at Montgomery High School. Congratulations.
Thank you. Westfield Public Schools will be closed for spring break from April 9th through the 17th, and we hope everyone has a wonderful week. I'm sure there's much rejoicing. There is in my house. The next Board of Education meeting will be Tuesday, April 26th. It will be the public hearing on the 2016-17 school budget. Information on the budget, which was tentatively approved by this board on March 15th, is posted on the district website. At this point, I'd like to recognize the public for any agenda items. Seeing no one come to the podium, I'd ask the board to approve the minutes of the board meetings held on March 1st, March 15th, March 19th, 2016, and the private minutes of March 1st and March 15th, 2016. Can I have a second? Ginny, thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions?
For me, for the March 15th and March 19th.
Same?
Yep.
Mitch. Personnel. Oh, wait, no superintendent's report.
No superintendent.
Okay. Personnel, Mark.
I'd like the board to consider personnel items 1 through 19. 16 through 19 were an addendum at your table. On the second.
It's 21.
21.
20 on the back.
On
Yeah.
the back.
I apologize. I'll restate that. So I'd like the board to consider items Personnel items 1 through 21, and 16 through 21 were at the table. Second. Mitch, thank you. Any questions? Dr. Dolan?
Yes, tonight I'm announcing with regret the retirement of Mary Jo Julius. She's a first grade teacher at Jefferson School. Mary Jo has been a primary school teacher in Westfield since 1987, cherishing every moment she has spent with the young learners. She's deeply interested in educational research and has put significant instructional theory into successful practice. Mary Jo is well known for her talents as a mentor also, and has assisted many novice teachers as they started their careers as elementary school teachers. A longtime member of Jefferson's community, she has given her ideas, knowledge, and support generously. Mary Jo will be missed by her students, their families, and colleagues across the district, and we wish her well in retirement.
Anything else? Dan, please.
Mark Friedman,
Yes.
Brendan Gallagher,
Yes.
Robert Garrison,
Yes.
Chris Langhart,
Yes.
Ginny Lights.
Yes.
Gretchen Oleg,
Yes.
Peggy Oster,
Yes.
Charles Ostrov,
Yes.
Mitch Slater.
Yes.
That's it?
That's it. Facilities, Brendan.
Yes, we met last Friday, briefly discussed the upcoming schedule for summer projects and the status of projects that are being started this spring. We then we started the conversation of a policy for charging fees for use of facilities, trying to do it more uniformly. Still very, very early in that process, and many other committees it needs to go through before we have anything to present publicly, but
I'm glad we're started on that. So when
Yeah.
you're done with it, we'll take it over to policies and then we'll, okay. All right, thank you. Nothing else?
that's it.
Long-range planning. Ginny?
Yes. The board met with the Strategic Planning Council on March 19th. That culminates our efforts of February 6th and March 19th. We had a very productive day. We had a collaborative day with a number of members of the public, parents, teachers, administrators. We hope to soon receive the consolidated report that lists broad categories of goal areas for improvement. Dr. Dolan and her administrative team will start to flesh out those items with some actual objectives, quantitative assessment criteria, and timeframes.
Great.
So the Long-Range Planning Committee looks forward to discussing that when it's available.
And that's a task we'll complete by the end of this year?
Yes, bring it to the full board by a June meeting, so that it'll be in place for us to work on it over the summer and start fresh in the school year.
Great, thank you. Policies, Chris?
Yes, we had our code of conduct meeting last night. Dr. Dolan attended, Rob was there, Dr. Weissman was there. We had a good mix of people from the community commenting on our code of conduct. I want to commend them on their efforts. They all clearly read the materials. They gave us good, constructive thoughts. Policies Committee will take their comments into consideration as we go through and review the code of conduct and make any necessary amendments. I thought it was a good meeting for everyone. The Policies Committee will be meeting on the 19th. We'll review the next set of policies. And for tonight, I'd like the board to consider number 1 on the agenda, approving the guidelines and procedures for the 2016-2017 student activity fee. Second. Thank you, Jenny. Dr. Dolan, did you want to comment on that at all?
Sure, and the guidelines for the student activity fee remain the same as they have been for several years now. These guidelines were prepared with input from parents who have students involved in various activities, but it remains that there is a Tier 1 for students who are involved in high school in dramas, musicals, or athletics, as well as intermediate students in dramas, musicals, or 8th grade sports. That tier, the student activity fee is $125. For all other activities, that's Tier 2, and that's $60. Whether a child is in 1 activity or 5 activities, they only pay the 1 fee. The money collected through the student activity fee ends up paying approximately 15% of the actual cost of what the district pays. But it does help with the budget. It certainly does not pay for everything. And students whose families cannot afford to pay the activity fees, we have a mechanism in place. You just have to alert the adults who are in charge of the programs, and there's a system for getting assistance if the families cannot afford the fee.
Thank you, Dr. Noel. Any questions?
Mark Friedman,
Yes.
Brendan Galligan,
Yes.
Robert Garrison,
Yes.
Chris Lighthart,
Yes.
Ginny Lights,
Yes.
Gretchen Olig,
Yes.
Peggy Oster,
Yes.
Charles Ostroff,
Yes.
Mitch Slater.
Yes.
Item number 2, I'd like the board to consider for first reading the following policies. 2361, acceptable use for computer network, computers, personal electronic devices, and technology resources. And 5330.01, state-required policy for administration of medical marijuana. I would just note that policy is mandated by the state, so we don't have any discretion in that. And I'd also just note here that we were going to have a screening, dyslexia screening policy on here for first reading, but I believe we've made further comments, so we're going to hold that and bring it at the next meeting. Can I have a second for those 2 policies? Thank you, Jenny. Any comments?
Mark Friedman,
Yes.
Brendan Galligan,
Yes.
Robert Garrison,
Yes.
Chris Lighthart,
Yes.
Ginny Lights,
Yes.
Gretchen Olig,
Yes.
Peggy Oster,
Yes.
Charles Ostroff,
Yes.
Mitch Slater.
Yes.
Thank you. I'd like the board to consider for second reading the following policies. 3142, non-renewal of a non-tenured teaching staff member. 3240, professional development for teachers and school leaders. 4140, termination. Can I have a second?
Yes.
Mitch. Thank you. Any comments or questions?
Mark Friedman,
Yes.
Brendan Galligan,
Yes.
Robert Garrison,
Yes.
Chris Lighthart,
Yes.
Ginny Lights,
Yes.
Gretchen Olig,
Yes.
Peggy Oster,
Yes.
Charles Ostroff,
Yes.
Mitch Slater.
Yes.
Thank you. And finally, I'd like the board to consider the affirmation of the superintendent's decision on HIV incidents 16E09 and 16E10 for the reasons set forth in such incidents. Can I have a second? Jenny? Rob?
Mark Friedman,
Yes.
Brendan Galligan,
Yes.
Robert Garrison,
Yes.
Chris Lighthart,
Yes.
Ginny Lights,
Yes.
Gretchen Olig,
Yes.
Peggy Oster,
Yes.
Charles Ostroff,
Yes.
Mitch Slater.
Yes.
I have nothing further to report.
Thank you. Curriculum, instruction, and program, Peggy.
I'd like the board to consider items 1 and 2. Do I have a second? Ginny, any questions? Dana?
Mark Friedman,
Yes.
Brendan Galligan,
Yes.
Robert Garrison,
Yes.
Chris Lighthart,
Yes.
Ginny Lights,
Yes.
Gretchen Olig,
Yes.
Peggy Oster,
Yes.
Charles Ostroff,
Yes.
Mitch Slater.
Yes.
And I just want to note that our next curriculum meeting is April 21st. The last one was a very short meeting, so I expect this next one to have a lot more meat in it.
You're preparing us? is
Yeah.
it?
It's a warning.
It's not going to be so short next time.
Okay. Finance, Mark.
I'd like the board to consider finance items 1 through 13. Second.
Second?
Thank you. Just let me call out number 13. The board would like to accept a gift of $2,940 from Franklin School PTO towards the purchase of Lego robotic kits and student headsets for Franklin School, so thank you very much for that. One of the items, the first item on here is our approval for first reading of a refunding bond ordinance that we'd like to move forward with. Dana, do you want to give some details on that, please?
Sure. So these are bonds, the total amount of bonds issued in 2006 was $9,195,000. The average interest rate was 4% on these bonds. August 1st of 2016 is the first time that we are able to refinance, according to New Jersey laws. We believe by refinancing, we'll get an average interest rate below 1.4, which will save the district about $350,000. The bonds mature 2021, they will still mature 2021, so we're not lengthening the amount of the payoff, keeping the same time frame, just saving money on the interest. Bond refinances are different than bond sales in that a bond refinance requires 2 readings, first reading, public hearing, and a final reading. So we are having the first reading tonight, second reading, and the public hearing will be on April 26th. same date as the public hearing on the budget. Finance Committee's meeting this Friday. We're gonna talk about the timing of the refinance for this, as well as timing of the bond sales for the referendums that were just approved in January.
And the $350,000 savings is net after any expenses associated?
After all the issuance costs, correct.
Anybody else? Comments? Okay, Dana, please.
Mark Friedman,
Yes.
Brendan Galligan,
Yes.
Robert Garrison,
Yes.
Chris Langhart,
I'm going to abstain from number 1 and recuse myself from that matter. Abstain from voting. Yes to all other matters.
Ginny Lights,
Yes.
Gretchen Oleg,
Yes.
Peggy Oster,
Yes.
Charles Ostroff,
Yes.
Mitch Slater.
Yes.
Okay, and then as Dana said, we have a finance meeting on Friday morning, 8 o'clock. That's it.
Thank you. Legislation, Brendan.
No report.
Technology, Mitch.
No report meeting on the 22nd.
Great. I'd like the board to note the notes for the record, please. And we'll move on to, do we have any unfinished business to discuss tonight? Any new business? Liaison reports.
I have one.
Yeah.
I think I reported at the last board meeting that the special Ed Expo was happening, and I just want to follow up on that and say it was a wonderful event attended by many. And 2 of the segments, the anxiety and depression segment and the the award ceremonies are now being shown on TV 36. So I don't know exactly what time, but it floats through TV 36, and we would reach out to people to turn it on and catch it because it was an amazing presentation.
Any other liaison reports? I'll just hop in here. It's not really a liaison report, but I just wanted to tell you guys about last night. I participated in a discussion panel about race in our community. So it was myself, Derek Nelson was there, the chief of police, a couple of local, there was a rabbi and a couple reverend and a couple of other people who are local business activists and minority representatives. It was fascinating, and I have to tell you that but for the opportunity to participate, and first of all, it was very well attended by the community, and secondly, I got some great information that, I think that probably would not have come to my attention, which I'll share with you guys probably in, a full email, and I'll certainly share with the administration, just about how minorities in our district are feeling, ways that we can support them, and it was great. It was encouraging to me that the conversation was being had, because certainly, if the conversations aren't had, then it's nothing that people can claim to take responsibility for. So, I just wanted to share that. I'm happy to give you further detail. Like I said, I hope to circulate something to all of you. But and I'm hopeful that it's the beginning of something more to come, so that we can continue to support the minority representation in town. And that was it. It was really cool. Nothing else from liaison reports. Then I'll recognize the public for questions and comments. Seeing none, I would ask that the board approve the following resolution: that the Board of Education move into private session for the purpose of discussing personnel matters, negotiations and harassment and intimidation and bullying incidents. Resolve that any discussion held by the board which need not remain confidential, and the results of the discussion will be made public as soon as practicable. Can I have a second? Thank you, Ginny. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Or, not really.